In my review, I called the new 2022 Apple Watch SE 2 the best value starter Apple Watch out right now, as it offers the core Apple Watch features for an attractive price. But with the new Apple Watch SE 2, the previous generation SE 1 just became more affordable. If you're looking to upgrade your older Series 3 or looking to get your first Apple Watch, the question is, should you go for the new SE 2 or save a bit of cash and go for the SE 1 instead? The answer may surprise you. As always, I will leave all the purchase links down in the description. But first, I am doing a giveaway on this brand new iPhone 14 in this beautiful blue color. If you want a chance to win, be sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment your favorite feature of the Apple Watch. Then follow me on Instagram, where I will announce the winner on November the 27th. To start, let's compare the price of each model. Now, Apple currently sells the Apple Watch SE 2 for $249, and that's for the 40mm version that I have here. Now, Apple no longer sell the first generation Apple Watch SE. However, it's not hard to find on eBay and Amazon, and I typically found it for around $170. Now, this is around an $80 price saving between the two, and this is not insignificant. So with the prices in mind, let's take a look at the similarities as well as the differences between the SE1 and SE2, starting with the similarities. I mentioned this in my previous Series 8 versus Series 7 comparison video, but Apple's only real competition in the smartwatch industry is itself, meaning the last generation Apple Watch models. And well, this shows in the fact that the SE1 and SE2 look largely the same. From the outside, it'd be hard to distinguish between the two, featuring the same design with the same exact dimensions. The only differences being that the SE2 comes in the midnight color versus the SE1, which comes in the space gray color. And another minor difference between the two is that the SE2 has a matte finish on the back, where the previous SE1 has a glossy finish. The SE1 and SE2 also get identical, but still great displays. Now, the 40mm displays on these watches are a big step up compared to the last Series 3's displays, which have those squared off edges with thicker bezels, whereas here you now get those rounded corners with slightly thinner bezels, which make the watch look and feel more modern, whether you're getting the SE2 or the SE1. Now, another similarity that both models have is that neither of the SE watches has an always-on display. For this, you're going to have to jump up to the Series 7 or Series 8. When it comes to the battery life, I found both watches to perform equally good, which is to say that they can both last me all day as well as evening, with just around 20% of battery life remaining. If you guys want more information on how I set up my Apple Watches to get the most out of the features, as well as the battery life, I have done a more in-depth Apple Watch guide, which I'll leave linked down below. And then in terms of what makes the Apple Watch SE great, is that it offers those core Apple Watch features. And this is true for the SE1 as well as the SE2, both offering the ability to respond and view messages, make and receive phone calls, 50 meters of water resistance, fitness tracking, 24-hour heart rate monitoring, sleep tracking, Siri, Apple Pay, Maps, all of the essentials. Great, so this means go for the SE1 and save some cash, right? Well, not so fast. Now, let's explore the differences. Now, the biggest difference between the SE1 and the SE2 is that the SE2 gets a vastly superior and newer chip. The SE2 gets the new S8 chip, which is the same processor as from the flagship Series 8, and this is important for two reasons. First, this means that the Apple Watch SE2 will perform very well today. In fact, it performs just as well and smoothly as the Apple Watch Series 8. And compared to the SE1, it is noticeably snappier. Launching apps and switching between apps are just smoother and faster on the SE2. And secondly, and just as importantly, this means longevity. Now, the S8 chip in the SE2, I expect it to last for around 5 to 6 years in terms of new software updates, features, and security support. Now, this means that the SE2 is a great long-term investment. Now, compared to the SE1, which unlike the previous generation Series 7 Apple Watch, which only has a 1-year-old processor, the SE1 actually has a 3-year-old processor, and this is the S5 chip. And this means it is reasonable to expect the SE1 to only get another 2 to 3 years of software support. And this really is a big difference, meaning that the SE2 will last almost twice as long as the SE1. And on top of that, the SE2 also adds crash detection, which will detect if you're ever in a severe car crash and automatically call emergency services if you do not react. This is something I hope to never need, but is still reassuring to have. Okay, so which of these two watches should you buy? Well, since with the exception of the newer processor and crash detection, the watches are almost identical, I would say it comes down to this. If you spend $249 and get the Apple Watch SE2, it means you get a watch that will last for 5 to 6 years. Whereas if you spend $170, again around an $80 price difference, and get the SE1, you get a watch that will last for 2, maybe 3 years. This means if you divide the cost up over the number of years that each watch will be supported or is likely to last, the SE2 is actually the better value option and better long-term investment. This means that if you are coming from an older generation Apple Watch, such as the Series 3, I think it is best to go for the Apple Watch SE2 as it makes a much better longer-term investment. Trust me. However, if you are new to the Apple Watch and want to try an Apple Watch for the first time, the Apple Watch SE1 still provides that core Apple Watch experience, but at a more affordable price. Now, I love the Apple Watch and most people I speak to do too, but it doesn't change the fact that the Apple Watch isn't for everyone. So if you're not sure if the watch is right for you, $170 is a smaller investment and will still give you a chance to get that Apple Watch experience. But again, if you already know that you're gonna enjoy the Apple Watch or have already used one in the past, go for the Apple Watch SE2. Anyway, hope that helped you guys out. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Be sure to subscribe for more Apple Watch content and tech content like this in the future. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.